but that brings us to his first feature film, Alien 3 from
Yeah.
1992.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, let's talk about Alien 3, Ash. Oh, sirens on my
So
end.
that's not, it's okay. That's not one that I have gotten a chance to rewatch. So I will be honest, it has been a minute since I've seen it. But I do know that, correct me if I'm wrong, this was one that was written and like the studio was super involved in it. And he got brought in like much later to
Yeah.
direct this thing,
Th-
right?
this is a film that he hates. He's openly said that he hates.
Yeah,
And people nowadays criticize him being like, "Oh, why didn't you have more control?" As you said, he before this he directed 70 music videos. He had no control. He wasn't David
right.
Fincher when he made this. So like we're criticizing the film in this next 5 or 10 minutes. We're not criticizing David, all right? We're not David. This isn't about you. I'm sure you're listening. But David, what the fuck was this? Like, what the fuck was this? You said you didn't rewatch it. Lucky you, Ash. Holy smokes, this movie's terrible. This movie's awful. It's almost the worst Alien, which is nuts to say. But wait, like, how long has it been since you've seen this film?
It's had to have been at least 8 or 9 years, if I'm being honest. So I remember like general premises, but I don't remember like specific scenes that stand out to me. I feel like I remember reading though that with this movie, is this the one where like I think it's the one where he like left before it was even done?
Yep.
Like he finished directing, but before it was even like edited and put out there, he was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna openly spoil Alien 3. So sorry to anyone that's listening, not hoping, that's on their
I
agenda
think they're going to
today
be okay with
is
it.
to watch Alien Cubed. But this is the one of the main reasons why I don't like this movie. One of the worst decisions is that they went away from practical effects, and they went to CGI. So all the whenever the alien appears, it looks terrible. It reminds me of, like, I was watching this. I was like, this reminds me of Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser. Has like the Looney Tunes in the real
Yes.
world. I'm like, this just it's just not scary anymore. But the beginning of this film starts, and Sigourney Weaver's Ripley, she crash lands along with everyone else at the end of Alien 2, crash lands on this prison planet, and everyone dies except for Sigourney Weaver. So all of the ending of Aliens
Right.
means fuck all. Now, it's like this whole, like, we need to save everyone. They all die, Sigourney. They all die. So that in itself felt a profound sense of disrespect. But yeah, the Alien 3 is just one of the most forgettable films ever made. It's just terrible. I don't like it.
Yeah, this I just remember the story being really choppy and like it felt very messy to watch. I don't remember how long after I had seen the first two Aliens when I watched this. I feel like this was one of those things that I just kind of like threw on with like friends when I was like in college. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't even I'm sure I didn't even watch it like necessarily like looped in with the other two. But I just remember thinking it was like just like a mess of a film. And
Very
just
rightfully
it was
so.
hard to be engaged when it's all over the place like that.
Yeah, they brought in religion. I remember so the all the convicts were all part of this like religious cult, that was all about like righting themselves, but was like completely again. They're like going celebrant, or it's not celebrant. What's the not?
Celibate.
Yeah, celibate. Sorry, celebrant's someone that marries you. But just slightly different. But like they made this whole thing. I'm like, you're on a prison planet where it's 100% men. Like, shock horror, you're doing that anyway. Like, it doesn't. This whole idea was so fucking stupid. I really dislike this film. This right now, Ash, I'm getting angry. Just even
Yeah,
talking about
I
this.
can feel it. I was just sorry. I was looking up to see because I remember it also feeling like it was never going to end.
Yeah,
And I'm just looking it up because I was curious. This movie is 3 minutes shorter than the first Alien.
yeah, yeah.
Why is it so long?
It's very long. It's very very long. It's just all the cells that they have to go through, and all the ingrained story that they have to tell. Um, it's nuts that Alien Resurrection is worse than this, though. It's nuts. Could
That
you
one I have
just
not seen.
just put it in perspective, Ash. Like, let me take you back. Let's let's say this movie is on par with Alien and Aliens. Let's just say it. Like it's not. It's not. But let's say that it is. That is one of the greatest trilogies of all time. One of. Absolutely. The fact that this crashed and burned so hard, no one talks about this trilogy at all. Even though it's like
Nope.
fourth and then there's that
They just
AVP.
talk about the sequel. Like they just talk about
Yeah.
Alien and the sequel.
Yeah.
They
And
don't
then
even say trilogy.
everything else is grouped up. Like the kids at school that you don't want to hang out with. Like, yeah, fuck this movie. Let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, we don't want to spend any more time talking about this as it is not something that we associate with Mr. David Fincher at this point in time, but thought that we should cover it since it is the first one.